Good afternoon, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took two trades this morning right at the market open. One of them stopped me out at -1R. The other one went to 2R. So I'm ending the day up 1 times my risk. And if you notice the P&L looks red, again, that's because of my swing trade with SPXL. I can show you today's P&L. Again, I'm only test trading with one single share, so the P&L itself is not impressive, but we're just collecting data now until we make it to 100 trades, and then we will trade with full position size. So you can see SPXL here is the reason why we're red, is because it's pulling back, but the stop loss is up about $5 above my position, so there's nothing to fear there. And then AMC, you could see this is the result of losing one trade and winning the other. So let's take a look at the screener now. I'd like to show you where I pick my stocks. So click on my screeners. I use my mid-ish cap stock screener. Always click these 3 dots, click modify, otherwise the filters will not be applied. And then I organize the list by volume. And I'm only looking at stocks that are gaining 2% or better, and that also have 500,000 shares or more of trading volume, and that's right at the open, so that's a lot to ask for. This morning there was only a few at the top. SOFI was one of them, and then eventually AMC popped up. SOFI never gave me an entry, and you can see it's selling off, but it was gaining at the open. So let's take a look at the video and we'll see what I'm talking about. So you can see this is right at the open. And I always have the SPY, the NASDAQ, and my swing trade just for kind of monitoring what's going on in the market and just making sure if the swing trade I'm in, starts to sell off rapidly, I can go and adjust the stop loss appropriately. So let's move on, and you'll see the first stock that I put up on the chart page is SOFI. Now this is a weird one because it doesn't have a 200 moving average because it hasn't been trading for long enough. But when I see something like this, I basically look to see that overall it's trending up, and you could see here the original low is down here at around $10 and it's trading around $14 right now. So if you drew a line from there to there, you would see an uptrend line. So that's enough for me to at least take a look at it, and then it must trade above its previous day or pre-market high in order for me to look for an entry. So that's what that yellow line is. I'm marking out the previous high, and it's 15.15, and it never breaks over it, so it never triggered an entry for me. Here's AMC. AMC again popped up on the screener. I know there's a lot going on with AMC. I have nothing to do with that. If it meets my screener criteria and meets my chart criteria, I take a trade. Simple as that. So marking out the previous day high, and you can see that is the highest high of the previous sessions. There's no higher level in the aftermarket or pre-market. So that's 36.18. So the price must break out over that level in order for me to take a trade. So that's what that yellow line is marking out. And you can see here at this moment it went to 36.17. That's not enough. I have to see it break out over and then pull back. So fast forwarding here. So this red candle is technically a pullback in my eyes because obviously the price opened up higher and closed lower on that candle. In this case, you're kind of splitting hairs with that, but you have to have, draw a line somewhere. And if I see a red candle, to me, that's a pullback. Obviously, I prefer a few red candles, but sometimes you get one red candle and then the thing takes off. So that's enough for me to take an entry. What ended up happening here is we got 2 red candles, and so my entry, you can see when I'm hovering over this candle, the high of this candle is 36.61. So if I see 36.62 or better, I have to get in according to my plan. So I'm watching the price bubble here. As soon as I see 36.62, I'll trigger my hotkeys. There you go. I felt a little slow today. There was no hesitation. Mental hesitation, like, oh, should I enter or not? I had there was no question because it's what my plan says to do, but I haven't entered a trade now in over a week because if you've been watching my previous videos, you know that I was in trader rehab for the past week. So, I guess I just felt a little bit rusty, and this is my 2R calculator. So right now I'm going to be putting my position and my stop loss price in, and then I click enter and it spits out my profit target and I can move that in place. So if you're interested in that, that is available on my Patreon page at the very lowest tier level. It's a $3 tier level, and you can download just by clicking this link, and all you need is Excel, and it works just like you see in the video. It's very handy. So let's go back to the video now. Oftentimes when you enter a trade, especially one of these shorter time frame day trades, there's a lot of anxiety and just nerves in general, and you can make math errors very easily. I've done it plenty of times, so that's why I like to use that 2R calculator. And you'll see me use it for another thing. Now this is really important. So once I'm in that trade, I'm committed to this stock. This is something kind of new that I'm doing based off of the fact that I broke my plan a couple weeks ago by watching more than one stock and being kind of teased into taking more than one trade. So you're going to see here, I just narrow it down to 4 charts. I'm just looking at the major indices, my swing trade, and the day trade that I'm in, and that's it. I'm not going to be bothered with anything else. I don't worry about what other ticker symbols are doing. In fact, I close down my screener that I keep open on my laptop once I set the charts like this, and I don't care what else comes up on the screener, because it's just too tempting to break your plan, take multiple trades, and I want to use all 3 trades on one ticker symbol, because I know based on statistics that I've collected that my second and third trade have a much higher probability of working out than the first one on the same ticker symbol. So here what you're seeing me doing is using, again, the 2R calculator, and I put in the entry price, my ideal entry price that I wanted to get, and it spits out my profit target based off of that entry. I mark that out on the chart. If the price goes up and hits that level, then even if I get stopped out of this trade, I can't trade anymore, because it already gave me a 2R trade based on my ideal entry, and I missed it, right? If that's the case, that's not what happens here, but I'm just explaining what I'm doing. And at that point, I think it's better to just stop trading and take a loss of -1R for the day. Not a big deal. Here I'm marking out the low of the ABCD pattern, so if I do get stopped out and the price starts to go down, that I know where my breaking point is, where I cannot trade this ticker symbol anymore. And again, if that happened, I would just stop trading for the day. I would not look for something else to trade, because again, I'm only taking 3 trades per day, and I know my second and third trade have a higher probability of working out on the same ticker symbol specifically. So that's the reason why I would just stop trading if that happened, but that's not what happened. So let's just keep watching here. So here I'm just checking to make sure all my positions are correct. So there I get stopped out, and I just want to show you that in real time, because this is a very volatile stock, but I got filled on the penny. So it's really about, slippage is all about volume. If there's volume there and your orders are already out, you should get filled exactly where you want to, or extremely close. So here you can see my stop loss is at 36.22, and that's exactly where I got filled. So now when this happens, what I must do according to my plan is look for the next entry. The next entry is as soon as a 1-minute candle makes a new high. So let me just back it up a little bit, because there was the entry. So the high of this candle, let me see where, okay, right here is where I'm hovering over it. The high of this candle is 36.41. So I need to see 36.42 on the next candle or better to get in. And again, I was a little bit rusty on my entry. There's 36.42, and you can see a little bit of a delay on my end hitting the hotkeys, and I caught a little bit of slippage. 6 cents, that's less than like 0.2% on a $30 stock, so that's really not that big of a deal. So all right, now we're in the trade, and again, the very first thing I always do is move my stop loss up to the appropriate position. That way, if it's a fake breakout, if it starts to flush down against me, I can get out very quickly without taking a bigger loss than I need to. So again, using the 2R calculator, and that gives me my 2R profit target. Now I can move the profit target bubble into place. So 37.14, that's what we came up with, and it's looking pretty strong right now, but I still need to mark out where the high would be, or sorry, where the profit target would be if I would have gotten my ideal entry. So again, you don't even have to clear it. You could just change, one digit here and hit enter, and it'll go and give you your profit target, or you can click on this button either way. So that's my profit target based on my ideal entry, 36.96. You could see it was already hit here. So if this trade stopped me out, I would be done for the day, even though this is only the second trade, because a 2R trade based on my ideal entry has already happened. It just happened without me because I was a little bit slow getting in and I caught some slippage. So that's what that line is all about. And this is all part of the plan. Having strict rules like this really helps you follow your plan. It makes it very easy. Everything is very black and white, and it keeps you from getting emotional in your trading. I mean, you still feel the emotions, but it keeps you from acting on those emotions, and that's really what Disciplined Trader is all about. So there you can see my profit target got hit shortly after that. So I'm done for the day. Yeah, I know this thing had a lot of potential. It could run up really high. It may have. I don't really care about that. I'm just trying to get a 2R trade, and that's it, because that's what my plan says for me to do here. I'm just adjusting my stop loss on SPXL, and that's pretty much the end of that video. We'll take a look at the spreadsheet right now. So here's my spreadsheet, and we'll go over all this data. I do want to remind you I have a bit of a cleaner version of this spreadsheet also available on patreon.com at a little bit higher tier level. I believe it's the $8 tier level. And you can have access to the day trade tracking spreadsheet, the swing trade tracking spreadsheet, all of the calculators, the 2R calculator and the XR calculator from that tier level. So that's pretty cool. And let's go back to my spreadsheet and see what data I have collected here. Also, if you're curious, all of those trades from the day that I broke my plan are now in the spreadsheet. So all of that data is here as well. And you can see that I marked out last week as the week that I was in trader rehab. So today we came away with a 50% win rate. The first trade failed and the second trade won, went to 2R. So right now we are up 10R, 10 times my risk, even though I broke my plan a week ago and took 2 extra trades that failed and cost me an extra 2R. So I would be up 12R if it wasn't for those 2 extra trades, but I'm up 10R, which is still good. I think it's a testament to this plan, to kind of the safety of this plan, that even if you do break it, which you should not, I'm not trying to say it's okay to break it because it's safe, that you could still be profitable after a number of trades. I mean, this is after 65 trades, so this number is going to get higher the more trades that I take. The average of all of these win rates is 49%. My actual win rate with every single trade, even the trades that broke my plan, the error trades, all of that is down to about 38.5%. Win rate without any errors is about 44%, and the average of those two numbers is about 41%. Now, these numbers are deceiving. Listen to this. And a win rate of 40% when you're trading 2R all or nothing, you're going to be up after just 10 trades. If you can end with a 40% win rate, you'll be up 2 times your risk. But after 100 trades, you'll be up 20 times your risk. After 1,000 trades with a 40% win rate, you will be up 200 times your risk. So 40% is very good. If I can maintain 40% for the rest of my trading career, that would be just fine. And you can see here there's a possibility that I'm going to do better than that. The win rate right now on my first trade is 35.7%. Sounds low. It's still profitable. 33% is break even. Oh, also look at the win rate after just 3 trades. This is what I'm talking about, where I could definitely do better than 40% because I'm only taking 3 trades now. And my win rate, if I would have done that from the beginning, it would be 43%. And the win rate of the second and third trade is now equal at 50%. So you can see how the later trades have a higher probability of working out. And let's take a look at a few other bits of data that I'm collecting. So here is where we are with 10R. Oh, and again, I would be up 17R if I only taken 3 trades from the beginning at this point. 65 trades into these test trades. I want to take this to 100 test trades before I say, without a doubt, this thing is proven profitable. But so far so good. It's looking almost like it's guaranteed to be profitable if I can continue to trade the plan. So here's some other analysis that I've done on this, the data from the spreadsheet. You could read through this. The interesting thing, now that I've updated my plan a little bit since I broke it a week ago and tried to make it simpler and easier to follow, none of this data applies anymore, because you could see what I wrote, that if I tried to execute these types of trades, that it's very likely to cause me to break my plan. So the other beauty of simplifying your plan is then it gets even easier to analyze your data. None of this stuff applies. None of it matters anymore, because this stuff would only happen had I been trading the plan with the conflicting parts that caused me to break the plan. So those parts are removed, and now the only thing that could happen is this first question, basically, of the analysis. That's the only thing that could happen, because I'm only going to be trading one ticker symbol per day. So if the first trade fails, how likely is the second and third to go to 2R on the same ticker? That's the only thing that applies anymore. So that's pretty much it for today. Let me know if you have any questions about these trades, about my plan. The plan is also available on patreon.com. There's a tier level called Battle Plans, I believe. Let's see here. I'm going to set it to public page so you can see the view. Yeah, the 4th tier level. So you have to click see all 4 levels. The battle plans level, that's the one that has the trading plan that I'm trading. And of course, that's going to include all of the other tier levels. So you're going to get everything that I have available on Patreon right now. And I'm continuing to upload more stuff at the same tier levels. The prices will not change. I'm just going to keep on adding more materials. Originally, this only had one spreadsheet. Now there's 2 different spreadsheets up here. So just as an example, and I will be adding more trading plans. Right now, I just have this day trading plan, but I'm developing my swing trading plan, and I'm going to upload that as well. So again, let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. I do appreciate the few that are supporting me on Patreon so far. It's pretty new, so it might take a little while to catch on, but I do really believe that those tools are extremely useful. I know they have positively, in fact, impacted my results as a trader, so there's no reason they shouldn't help you as well. So anyway, again, let me know if there's any questions. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Honor your profit targets, take your stop losses, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.